Nebraska. Nebraska, you're famous for your awesome steaks, your college football, and of course, my favorite, Kool-Aid. I just showed you how Warren Buffett, also of Nebraska, owns the money train, this money train, choo-choos, a train that is supposed to transport the oil that the Keystone pipeline was supposed to transport, but they just didn't do that, coincidentally. And you know what happened? He bought the railroad at the end of 2009. That is the best. I mean, what an amazing coincidence. What a great investment, huh? Because now that they're not going to do the pipeline, he stands to make billions of dollars in 3 years. Isn't that great? But it wasn't only Obama who helped Buffett's choo-choo investment make bank. It takes a lot of special favors to do that. Relationships to make that happen. It's kind of like, remember the old show, The Dating Game? Yeah. And it's time to meet our first bachelor. He's a Democrat from Nebraska. He enjoys long walks on the beach and running extensive, massive budget deficits. Please welcome Ben Nelson. Yes, he and Buffett go way, way back. Let's take a closer look at their bromance here. Back in 2010, when the economy was almost as crappy as it is now, he did a complete 180 on the financial reform bill. He was the only Democrat to filibuster the bill. He'd been a supporter all the way along until a teeny tiny provision was stripped from the bill. It's called the Buffett carve-out. Nelson put it in, and it, quote, would have exempted any existing derivative contracts from new collateral requirements. Now, you know what's weird? Do you know who has existing derivative contracts? Because I don't know where I put my existing derivative contracts, but I know who does, and that's Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. 63 billion of those things. I mean, just to be exact. It would have cost Warren Buffett $8 billion to cover potential losses. If he didn't get the carve-out, that's what it would have cost him. Oh, sorry, Warren, you lose. But Nelson came in completely unaware. Now, he didn't just push, to help Warren Buffett. He wanted to help himself into the cookies as well. As of 2010, this guy owns between $1.5 million and $6 million of stock in Berkshire Hathaway. But who doesn't, really? That reminds me, Nelson voted for the TARP bailout, and Berkshire Hathaway got $95 billion in TARP funds. Whew, that's another lucky break for Nelson this time, huh? Because he had millions invested. And he could have hit some really hard times, but he didn't. All right, let's meet our next bachelor. He's old, he's decrepit, he doesn't enjoy paying his secretaries very well, and he's never kissed a girl. Who knows how much money he's worth? Please welcome Warren Buffett. He came out to defend Senator Nelson on health care. Nelson was the holdout on the 60th vote. He eventually caved. Clearly, Senator Nelson knew that probably a majority of people in the state were not for it. But he went with what he thought was right. Wow. So when he needs help, Warren runs to his help. Runs right to his aid. That's fantastic. He continued to say, that kind of decision is what I really admire. Buffett has also, coincidentally, donated tens of thousands of dollars to Nelson's political campaigns. And it's a good thing, because it looks like the Buffett-Nelson relationship is about to really pay off. Oh, Mr. Potter, we've missed you. But that's the way the Washington dating game works. And it brings me back to the pipeline. Check this out. Nelson and his Keystone pipeline, 2011. Nelson calls on President Obama to reject the route. Okay? He does. September 7th, 2011. Nelson says Nebraskans want Keystone built in a safe location and a safe manner, not just in Nebraska. So they fix that. September 21st, Nelson calls for certification from governor for Keystone. November 10th, State Department says it'll evaluate alternate routes around Nebraska's Sand Hills area. But wait, there's more. This includes an important state aquifer. November 14th, 2011. Where is November 14th? Is that on this side? Do you have that? Export. Here it is. Thank you. November 14th. TransCanada agrees to change the pipeline's route to exclude the Sandhills of Nebraska. January 18th, State Department denies TransCanada a permit, saying not enough time to study the proposal by February 21st. A deadline that Congress had there, a proposal by the 21st. Congress imposed it on Obama. Obama couldn't help it. March 8th, Nelson votes against the amendment on Keystone, which would have given Congress the authority over permitting process and speed up the project. But no. Looks like Nelson has successfully slowed down the process and gave the State Department enough time to propose an alternative. Yes, there is an alternative. It's right here in this. What did the State Department say? Well, although it is costlier, the rail option, though costlier, it would lessen the environmental impact, such as a loss of wetlands and agricultural productivity. Oh, sure, it would do those things. Compared to the pipeline, according to the State Department analysis, greenhouse gas emissions, however, would be worse. So it looks like the bromance will end happily ever after, because the Buffett Railroad, choo-choo, all aboard for profit. Senator Ben Nelson is going to profit. And so will Warren Buffett. The political favors, the greenhouse gas emissions, oil transported on choo-choo trains, riding off into the smog-ridden sunset. With you. Because you're going to be on the smog, because you're not on the gravy train. No. You're in your car, and most likely standing at the gas station pumping in gas that'll be way more expensive. And that's it. I'm Jim Lang. Big kiss. Mwah!